Hi, Dave Taylor here, and this time I'm looking at the Kindle Fire HD 8. That's this guy, and you can see I'm busy reading a book. It's pretty typical, but here's what's cool about this is that this is actually now a full Android tablet. So you actually get regular Android interface, and there's a ton of apps. It also comes with a good web browser, email, calendar system. So it can do a whole lot more than just ebooks. In fact, you can do movies, TV shows. I mean, really, it is a fully functional tablet with this really beautiful big 8-inch screen. And it's kind of funny dimensions. If you can look, you can see it's a little skinny, but it does end up duplicating like one side of a traditional hardback book, which I think is probably their design intention. Kindle also, there is a 10-inch version, so it's a little bit bigger, same sort of odd, tall dimensions. But let's go through some of the specs while we have it. First off, orange. How's that for cool? It's not the boring colors. In fact, the HD 8 comes in black, magenta, blue, and this isn't orange, this is tangerine. Now here's what's funny is that Amazon sent us a cover in green. So why I would put a green cover on a tangerine tablet, I'm not sure, but the tablet itself is so well designed and tough too. Amazon says that it's twice as durable as the most recent of the Apple iPads. So that's pretty nice because these things do end up taking a bit of a beating. So that's a nice feature. It has, like I said, an 8-inch display with over 1 million pixels. So it's at 1280 by 800. And if you think through your numbers, that makes it better than 1080p, which is nice. So if you're watching a movie on it, and I can't really show you because of license rights with movies, but if you're watching a movie on it, it's going to look very good. Has a quad-core 1.5 gigahertz processor, so it's pretty speedy. If you're used to older Kindles where you like switch apps and you wait, and you want to go to the next page of the book and you wait, this is all very zippy. And in fact, the book reading experience on it, as you would expect for it being an Amazon Kindle, is beautiful. It's really, really nice. It's quick. You can do all sorts of typefaces, all the stuff you can do in the Kindle app, but really, really fast. Let's see, it has a 5 megapixel rear facing camera, and the front facing camera, it just says is HD, but I don't take a lot of selfies, and if I do take selfies, I'm probably not taking them with my tablet. So, not sure that's a selling point, but here's what is a selling point, is that the default memory in these guys are 8 gig or 16 gig, but unlike iPads and a lot of other third-party tablets, what the Amazon Kindle can do is it can actually let you add a micro SD card. Now, once you have one of those little tiny little SD cards, then you can actually get up to 128 additional gigabytes of storage, which means that if you really want to have all 6 Star Wars movies to watch while you're waiting in line to see The Force Awakens yet another time, you could do that. You could have all the Lord of the Rings movies. You could have, I don't know, Fast and Furious series, all 26 James Bond movies. There's a lot of storage space here. If you're really into books, you could have all of them. Okay, maybe not all of them, but you could certainly have a lot of books on here too. 128 gig plus the built-in 16 gig gives you a lot of headroom there. And it's running, so I said it's running Android, but it's really not. It's running Amazon's version of Android, which they call Fire OS. And this is Fire OS 5. And I have to say, if you're used to the old Fire OS, which was like the old Kindle operating system, where it's the carousel and you swipe to find your book and everything, this is much more of a sort of normal computing experience, which I prefer, actually. I like knowing that things that I've learned on my computer or on my smartphone or on other tablets apply to how I use this tablet. So that's really nice too. Battery-wise, it's about 8 hours of usage, depending on what you're doing. So that might not take you all the way from LA to London, but pretty close, pretty close. And it has a nice feel to it. So the colors are actually plastics, but it's a pretty tough and durable plastic. Though I will say, if you go and look on Amazon.com, there are some people that have some concerns with build quality and longevity of these devices. Honestly, I think most of these are kind of designed to last just a couple of years anyway, with the assumption that, hey, you're going to upgrade because you got bigger, better, faster, stronger. if you are the kind of person that holds onto a device forever, you might want to pay close attention to that. Not just with this, but with every one of the modern devices that are out. I don't think modern devices are designed to last 5 or 10 years. So you can probably get a good long lifetime out of it if you nurse it and you're very careful with it. Maybe have it in some really cool green case. But I haven't had any issues with it, and I find it to work very, very well, and it's a very good price point. If you're used to the cost of things like Apple iPads, you'll be very impressed that this, with its nice 8-inch HD screen, runs $149 for 8 gig or $169 for 16 gig. Again, you can also add a micro SD card to get considerably more storage. And it's a Kindle, and it's fast, it's light. And what I do is I always have one of these devices in my computer bag. So if I find that I have some downtime or I need to take a little break from looking at computer screens, I then look at this screen. Now, to be fair, again, this is a regular tablet screen. This is not like their Paperwhite, which is a different kind of Amazon Kindle that uses the e-ink technology. That's a very different thing from the way that your eyes work, sort of physiologically, because it's not emitting light, it's reflecting. So it's much more like a regular book would be. It's a very different experience, but it's a black and white device with some grayscales. So you're not watching movies on a e-ink device. This is not gonna look good. So this is much more of a nice general purpose tablet. I really like it. I like the whole Kindle line, actually, and I'm a huge reader and an avid fan. I'm Amazon Prime. I think I've been a member since the day they announced it. So tons of content, tons of things to do. With this, you're never really lonely because you can always find something to watch or something to read. I guess that's good. Amazon Kindle Fire HD 8, $149 with 8 gig, $169 with 16 gig. This is Dave Taylor, and I got to get back to my book, and I'll see you in my next video.